So I'm mixing my epoxy very, very slowly. And I'm just going to keep mixing it until I don't see these little, do you see in here? There's where you can tell it's not completely mixed together. I'm going to keep mixing it until it's completely incorporated. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to continue stirring this gently, stirring slowly until it's completely incorporated. Making sure that I'm scraping the sides of the cup with the edge of my stick. Doing that all the way around, all the way to the bottom of the cup, so that both parts are being mixed completely. All right, so it has went completely clear. The epoxy is completely clear. Now you don't see those little strips running through it saying it's not completely mixed up. I'm going to grab a rubber glove because that is my preferred application, is by rubber glove. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn my turner on. And this is the same cup that we had done the other night. There you go. So the epoxy underneath that we use to apply the glitter is completely cured. This isn't going anywhere. I am going to brush it off. I'm using my finger. You can use a dry paintbrush, just to be sure that there isn't any loose glitter on the cup. Now what this step does is when you put your epoxy on, none of the glitter floats up to the top, so that you get an even coat and you see the glitter underneath the epoxy. If it floats to the top, then it creates a different effect, which isn't a bad thing, but it looks more metallic. It doesn't give off that glittered base feel. So that's all dusted off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start pouring the epoxy on, and I'm not going to work it too much. I'm just going to do it enough to where I get epoxy onto the cup. I'm not going to be rubbing it back and forth a lot. Just going to completely coat the cup. Make sure you coat the bottom, if you're doing the bottom. If you didn't do the bottom, then don't worry about it. Okay, so I have a good coat of epoxy on the entire cup. I was pretty liberal with it. I didn't, I dumped quite a bit on, and now I'm just gently smoothing down to the bottom, up to the top. I'm barely putting any pressure on the cup because I'm not trying to scrape the epoxy off. I'm just trying to gently move it so that it's an even amount from top to bottom. I'm not trying to catch anything. I'm just trying to keep the epoxy on my fingers from dripping on my carpet. Once I have the amount of epoxy that I want on the cup, on this last coat here, what I tend to do is take whatever's left and very gently, like a really thin drizzle, all the way around the cup. Don't dump it. Just a very, very thin little drizzle back and forth. Keep it moving so that it's not concentrated in one spot. Now a little bit more epoxy is going to drip off after you do this step, but it's also going to even out really well so that you have a nice consistent coat of epoxy over the entire cup. Okay, that's it, guys. What you would do after this step would be let the epoxy cure. That can take up to 24 hours. You want to make sure that it has plenty of time to be cured before you do anything else. And then you can take the cup with the smooth coat of epoxy on it and apply your decal. If you want to apply a last coat of epoxy on top of the decal, you can do that. And I think that we'll come back to that with this cup as well, and I will do another video once this is cured of applying a decal and then finalizing your coat of epoxy. If you guys want to see a better view of the cup, there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It was a pretty simple, basic, to the point tutorial for us. We wanted to make sure that we were covering all the bases for you guys if you had any questions about just getting glitter down on a cup. And I will be doing more videos with Mod Podge and Loctite. Those are coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys.